So I can say now, I have collected so much knowledge, but also I said, collected knowledge is garbage. Once you are not experienced, within 3 months, I experienced a lot, sir. Today I manifested, I am God. I am cosmic energy. Of course, since 3 months I am struggling, reading and all so much because I am retired person from the Indian Air Force as an engineer, electronics engineer. I was searching scientific temperament. And finally I got in Buddha Shio himself. Today, slowly, I lost myself in that emptiness. Just I was daily trying to do that. But since beginning today, I have started closing my eyes and going in meditation, starting itself. Really, now my goal, purpose, everything is to become God, emptiness, Buddha Shios. Thank a lot, sir. But I would like to tell how I achieved this goal. As per your statement or Patriji's statement, less food is required. Rest is required. Without rest and less food, we cannot go in deep meditation. This is my experience, sir.
Good morning, good afternoon, and a wonderful evening, dear friends and masters. Welcome to day 12 of our gratitude journey. How lovely it is to be together now that I'm sure everybody's experiencing that how meditation helps us to increase this vibrational energy, allowing us to tap into that joy, that abundance, that success, that peace that we're looking for. We learned a little bit about how energy and meditation can enhance your physical health. And we learned further ahead about mental health and emotional health. With that, we have a great session planned today with breakout room after meditation. And welcome, sir. Over to you. Thank you.
Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Good afternoon, evening. If there is one faculty that has a significant improvement due to meditation, it is mental health. The incessant mental rumination, not having control of the thought, coupled with fears, moves a mind into the deep state of abyss. Coupled with fears, if there is no control over the thoughts of the mind, that turn into deeply negative. One generates the another, generates the another, generates the another. Goes into this vicious cycle. And for all the various reasons that we talked about, when this thought cycle goes on, rumination happens, and then what's happening to the body? The negative impacts of the body. Meditation is the surest and the greatest way to gain back that sound mind, to have the awareness to snap out of this rumination. That awareness is required to step back. Awareness of what I'm thinking, awareness of where my mind state is, my emotional state is. This is fundamental. The observer in us has to become active. The observer is always active. We lose in touch. The observer in us has to become active. Somebody who's there telling us. Then we have an opportunity to recognize and then move away from that thought which is causing this concept of thinking, feeling loop. You think, you feel about it, feel bad, sad, low, and then you think more, go into that loop, and then that vicious cycle is producing so much of harm to the body due to all kinds of harmful chemicals. It's all an ability to control that mind that comes through awareness. And meditation, when regularly practiced, is doing awareness increases, then we snap out of this thinking. There is an area of the brain which is behind this part, somewhere here, which is responsible, according to neuroscientists, for activating the awareness part of us. While we are operating, there is something that is also telling us cognition to do things and metacognition to observe what we are doing. This capability humans have, and meditation enhances these capabilities. So the same arguments, the same vicious cycle in our mind. A lot of people who go into depression, stress is there initially, moves to anxiety to depression. When you don't have control of your thought, intense negative thought is anxiety, and lacking control of that anxious thought, and so absolutely no control. So it just goes and builds in the mind, leads to depression. That's what we call depression, where you can't stop. And because of the changes that meditation is bringing, that this meditation that regularly practice is bringing, one is the mental rumination about negativity is coming out due to awareness. And second, as you practice sufficiently enough for durations or longer term, then the fear center, less fears, you can understand as when we don't activate the memory that is associated with the past experiences, then slowly those memories disappear. Disengaging from the past. Use it or lose it principle of neuroscience. If you don't use something, then it lose. So when you start meditating, when you're resting your mind regularly for some time with that awareness, and then negative situations, that negative talk, that negative thought we talked about in energy management, as that becomes lesser and lesser, that means you are not bringing the old memories the way you used to bring before. And so a lot of memory that disappears, that is unwanted. The other way to say, the physiologically speaking, the notice in the research that the center of emotions called amygdala, which is then subconscious mind, which is driving a lot of emotional response. In emotional response in daily life, that's why you said subconscious mind, 90%, responsible for 90% of activities of a life for normal people. And for people who have depression, it's all right there. The whole life is continuing there. Cognitively, they're not able to, and consciously, they're not able to hold thought at all there. No control given to the CEO of the brain to do an action. And so everything is a response right there within subconscious. And so that amygdala, which is the emotion center, there's a portion of it which is fears. Fears feed more negative thought. It brings When a fearful emotion is there in a body, then suddenly it goes and then tries to pull out all past experiences of any nature which are fear-based. And so then the thoughts further come. And so then fear, part of the amygdala, what they notice, is shrinking for regular meditators. So if the fear center is shrinking, then the fear-producing emotions are coming out less and lesser. That means the fear-producing past thoughts or memories are coming less and becoming less and lesser. Fundamentally, in simplified fashion, if you understand these two, that less fears and so less rumination. Rumination is the word we use towards where we are always thinking about how things can go bad, why things are not working. We have seen it, and then people who come here with challenges of the mind for various reasons. It could be carried from the past. It could be, and many a times, life situations here. For various reasons, then that lack of control of the mind thinking is there, which are then turned into different things. For example, COVID time, people went through a lot of trauma. What is the trauma you went through? Many people went through. They got admitted to hospitals, and then you're there. Number one, you're not able to do anything. On top of it, one person went away. He was there in the bed, and then next day they're not there. They're carrying. Another person, this side, is carrying out. Intense trauma. Oh my God. So when is my turn going to come if they're just going like this? The trauma is there. And if the nursing staff and then if the medical experts are not trained enough, and then if they talk about this and it worsens. And so when you come out of the hospital to the trauma care, it's called post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Now, what does it do? Anytime you see a death, anytime you see some virus news of any kind, then immediately triggers. Anytime some talk is there, some report is there on this, then immediately triggers, it goes back into the memory lane, and then now it becomes difficult to control it. It's a disorder, you call it. Disorders, they're simply just lack of control of the thought and go in one direction. That's all, nothing else. Do not feel the moment you hear, oh my God, the disorder is got. We use too much to the disorder. But many people is when they're diagnosed, many youngsters are diagnosed with depression. There's some kind of lack of control on thought. That's all. Don't you now then we suddenly worried because the moment something is said, okay, this disorder is there, that disorder is there. They can be definitely be solved through a regular restful state of the mind. With enough understanding of it, and then when we go into resting the mind, of course, it's going to be very, very challenging in the initial stage for those who have this incessant thoughts in the mind. When you sit down, where is the mind stopping for me to even find and notice the rest? It is just constantly going. And the more calmer I'm trying to be, the more that rumination that is already there is showing up as big enemy right there. And so it becomes even more challenging in the beginning days. Because now suddenly you withdraw your senses. So earlier the senses are there connecting into the noise and the distraction around. But now you withdraw senses, so now the inner activity seems magnified. One of the reasons why many people when they meditate in the beginning, they say my heart is beating too fast. To begin with, it must be beating. My heart is erratic. It begin with must be that because they're in a deep, stressful states. But then because senses are withdrawn, so the inner activity is quite heightened. And so then we feel like suddenly, oh, meditation is doing it. Not true. Meditation is not doing it. It is just an inner state that is just getting known to us. That's the beginning of it. It's made known to us, and then those who have a lot of fear about it, for example, we have some intense thing about heart. Oh my God, heart beating fast is not good for me. That thought comes, it's difficult to concentrate on meditation, difficult to practice meditation. But knowing that these are okay, this is how it is appears so, and then mentioning that yes, sit down, is difficult. So then those who have this incessant thoughts and a lack of control of the mind of the thought, then you do short meditations, 2 minutes, because you cannot sit. It just freaks persons out. In those cases, do 2 minutes, 3 minutes meditation. Okay, break out. Then again, do a little meditation, come out. Because many short meditations who do not have absolute control can help to practice, but of course, it requires determination. Family requires support, because a lot of times family left them. They're not able to manage this for day to day. But requires the support. If the family has got strong support and then make them practice regularly, then absolutely it's helping them to come out. Those who have a lot of determination, of course, they'll come out of it through this practice. The second thing that's parallel to this is happening is this feel-good hormones that are produced, which are normally produced through an activity. So a person who's sitting down regularly, emptying the mind, then because of lack of interference, the body is going into a happy state. Imagine if fears are coming down some level, and then parallel to, suppose, the little bit of rest is causing some trigger of emotion, the trigger of this feel-good hormone, which make you feel good. And when you're feeling good, it is difficult to think about negative things. They're opposite each other, right? If you feel good, then for that moment, you're resting that negative thought coming in because you feel good. You're just more connected to the life then. And so this feel-good hormone, the happy hormones they're called, are noticed to be generally generated in more when you're resting the mind regularly. Research. Now, what are those feel-good hormones? And then, of course, some of us here, let me see if we can get a background slide of another. These feel-good hormones, which are associated with great mental health, because they happen automatically for meditators, which means that now, normally you feel good when somebody appreciates you. You feel good when you do something where you don't criticize yourself because you did something that day. Then you feel good. And so the feel-good hormones are happening from inside now. Whether you do something or not, they happen from inside. The thing that you do is meditation. So the feel-good hormones, a reward chemical, a love chemical, a mood-changing chemical, and a pain relief chemical, and blissful state chemical called anandamide. There are several of these noticed for regular meditators to have these chemicals and neural peptides or hormones, or the alternate name for it, is produced for meditators generally. So reward chemical, that is, when you're rewarded, a little bit of reward is there. You've done some good work, and then managers wrote an appreciation mail. You feel good, all right? So gratitude, task completion, small wins, all these are making us feel rewarded. That happens when this hormone, dopamine, is produced, then suddenly then you feel good. When that appreciation comes, it signals a dopamine chemical. Now, meditation signals the same chemical. So without necessarily doing something from outside, you're happy from inside because this dopamine is there. The oxytocin chemical, which is there produced in your pineal gland, and then when the meditation is happening, then the pineal gland is getting active or is producing these chemicals. There, melatonin is produced, which is going into a few other alternatives. One of them is here oxytocin, which is the property of connecting with others. Love chemical means connecting with others. Naturally develops the connection. Suppose you go to a meeting, you find somebody, friend, and you hug them. This chemical is produced. Now, meditation produced that. So these general research is there that mood changing, reward chemical, love chemical, mood changing chemical, serotonin. Research when people who are athletes who regularly go and practice their runs or whatever that is, then you don't like something going on, and then suddenly step out onto the road and the jogging track and walk into the trail, and then your mood changing. The serotonin is produced. In the research, they compared with athletes who have typically regular serotonin produced for them because they change and go into a high mood. Compared with meditators, long-term meditators, they found the meditators to have a lot more serotonin produced than the athletes. So meditation is naturally moving us into feel-good states on one side, reduces fears on the other side, the amygdala is shrinking, the fear center within amygdala is shrinking on the other side, and then general rumination the mental activities going away over a period of time means dropping all the unwanted memory. Forget it, use it or lose it, it happens. And so then we develop in a due course a sound mind. Mental health in a short, but of course there are various individual conditions of each one. For example, addiction. They've done that. Addiction is what? Because you're going into high. When you have lack of control of life, you go into altered substances. We got to figure it out. My life is not my control. My life is not my control. Suppose excessive nagging at home, all the time. You're forced to do things, or you're forced in your profession to do things where you don't have control. You feel like absolute control. Morning you get up, calls come, you got to do. Evening you are there, still working, and you feel finding it difficult to find even time for yourself. And it's called lack of control on life because the profession demanded it. And so then slowly we go into some addictions because you want to escape out of it. What to do? Addictions come. But the meditation is a remarkable research documented at UOC Institute's websites and otherwise research. Remarkable in addictions to be removed, while addictions of food habits, some of them go away, but the substance addictions, remarkable means what's the alternative for getting addictions removed? Steroids. You got to give steroids. Who wants to take? But let's say there's so much of negative impact is there. But then the substance abuse, what the research experiment, if I remember, 6 months jail prisoners are given the steroids as a way to come out of the substance abuse. On the other side, for some prisoners, they're given meditation 8 weeks later. And then those who are taking 6 months of steroids versus 8 weeks of meditation, the people who took 8 weeks of meditation have shown 80% remarkable improvement in then getting rid of the substance compared to those for 6 months take steroids and still not there. We got to bring them into it. Steroid is shot, given, forgotten. So yes, it is easy method of implementation. Meditation, somebody has to work with them. If someone can work with them, of course, then they'll see without negative impact and a way to come out and reclaim their life back. We have many people talk about this. They come in and then they go through this and then they're able to let go of addictions. It is lack of control of a habit is a problem, but habit by itself is never a problem. Bad and good are only the way we take them. But when I lack control of my behavior, my memory, and my action, then it feels like you're just there, you lost it. And so that's the thing that has to be fixed. It'll happen automatically with a regular meditation practice. So let's go into meditation difference once again. Every time I read more about this, the countless benefits of meditation. Now, there is a book called The Art and Science of Meditation by Dr. Newton. I believe this is the top in the list of books that we recommended. And those, if you join later, we recommended several books, good books, scientific books about meditation, and then spiritual books about it. There are some that help you to make it a habit. Those books are all there. That Day 5 Wisdom Note has these books, and in case you've not opened it, and every day we're sending Wisdom Note in a WhatsApp group. So the first thing you want to do is to connect your WhatsApp group. If you'd like to reinforce your learning, and sometimes the extra things are given. That Wisdom Note has it, and then Art and Science of Meditation by Dr. Newton. At least 1,000 benefits of meditation. One must read. 1,000 benefits of physical, mental, social, spiritual, financial. All kinds of benefits are there. They are listed. How meditation help. And several other basics and fundamentals of meditation are listed deeply, especially those who want to teach meditation, give meditation. That book is a must. I would highly encourage you to get hold of that book, The Art and Science of Meditation by Dr. Newton. It talks about Anapanasati, this meditation that we are practicing, and then numerous benefits, and then associated concept like chakras, and then 7 bodies, and then what's going on. When we are going into this empty states in the quantum fields, what's happening, and a lot is explained there. So now for meditation, dear friends. So the practice you're doing is breath mindfulness meditation, or observing, being in with our in-breath and out-breath. Being, aligning to our in-breath and out-breath, and observing that in-breath and out-breath. And how do you do that? With your eyes closed, you rest your attention on your nose, at the root of the nose, where the nose starts. Rest your attention there with your eyes closed. Your fingers into fingers, hands in your lap, cross your feet at ankle for those who are sitting in the chair. Those on the floor, the posture is there in the screen. And you are wearing spectacles, remove them, and then observe that breath there. So physical posture is there, then, and what activity you do, you start observing the breath. So start with observing the breath. When you observe that natural breath, no tampering of the breath, no pranayama, we're not doing. We are in the Sukha Maya Pranayama. Comfortable posture, Sthira Sukha Asanam, right? And then Sukha Maya Pranayama is, the pranayama, that is, the breath is there and very, very happy, easy. And so observe the way it is. That's all we have to do. Your body's pranayama that's going on naturally, observe it. Natural breath. And so when you observe that slowly, and do a subtle observation, don't too much concentrate and say how many times it's going in and out. Don't do any logical activity when you're observing that natural breath. Witness it. I want you to be a witness to that breath. It's there. Okay, I'm noticing it. Okay, breath is in. Okay, I notice it. Breath is out. I notice it. That's all. Nothing more. So just simply witness it without analyzing anything of it. And that's called a subtle observation. Do that. Slowly thoughts come down, and then slowly they start coming down, and the mind goes into empty states. Be in the state of emptiness. Observe what's happening at that time. By then you would have forgotten that you're observing the breath. Or you're some states, here is a half, here, half there. Somewhere, you're in the breath, but a lot of times you're there. Something is happening to you, a state of emptiness is a state of energy, and then some things can happen. Observe all of them. In case you have thought, and in case you have active thought, attention back to the breath, and then start all over. This is called breath mindfulness meditation. Starting with the breath, and then slowly letting go of that too will happen automatically, and then you're placed in an empty states and energy states, and you be there and witness whatever is happening. Breath mindfulness meditation. And before we do that, we're practicing heart elevation process, a process that helps us to go into deep states of meditation. Just follow my guidance for this, dear friends. Relax your body. Your eyes closed, specs removed, dear friends. Dear friends, dear masters, with your specs removed, eyes closed, resting your hands on your chest area, with your attention on your heart, on your heart center. Feel your beautiful heart. Feel the seat of all emotions, nurturing all life. With its emotions of love, compassion, kindness, care, joy, come on, dear friends, connect with your heart center, love it, experience it. Your heart knows. Bringing coherence into your body with its higher vibrations of joy, love, appreciation. Feel it, dear friends. Be deeply grateful to it. For it's there helping you before you even knew about it in your life. Take that relaxing, slow breath and feel, dear friends. And imagine of an experience of higher emotions, of smelling a flower, hugging a child, helping those who are in desperate need, appreciating someone for whatever they've done. Just simply imagine of an experience or recollect something from your past and feel that emotion. Relive that moment. Breathing that life into your heart more and feeling that emotion more. The more you experience the emotions of love, joy, compassion, the more coherent you are in your body and mind, the more coherent you become with the nature, with all things and everyone. and allow yourself to spread this energy to those in need, to help everything, to heal, to elevate themselves. Just by making an intention to spread this energy, the energy flows, dear friends. And slowly, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation. With your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap. Observe your natural in-breath and the out-breath, dear friends. We are going into powerful group meditation, dear friends. Placing ourselves in this circle of group energy, allow yourself to merge into your breath. that in breath and the out breath. When you observe your breath, your mind is becoming empty. You experience deeper calmness. Emptiness inside of you, all around you. As your mind is becoming empty, all that liberated energy is channelized into the present moment. You become mindful. As the mind is becoming empty, your body functions at its natural best. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to go into that calmer, empty states of your mind. become aware of that calmness, that emptiness of no body, of no thing. Thus, energy, all emptiness is energy. The vast, endless depth of that energy merge into it. All emptiness is energy. This is the quantum field of energy. The field full of possibilities, waiting to happen into physicality with your observation. The more you stay connected to this emptiness, this energy, the more you tune in to miraculous possibilities, you tune in to purposeful possibilities. This is the field of your greater mind, the field of all connection, the field of intelligence. The more you stay merged into it, to this emptiness, that blackness, the more connected you become, the more unlimited you become. The more elevated in your understanding you become. Aware of this vast, endless depth of that emptiness, merge into it. Friends, I'd like you to express gratitude for living, for experiencing this life, to all things and everyone. Express gratitude to your parents, to your teachers, mentors, friends, colleagues, family. Give your thanks to this grand nature, the planets, the stars, Mother Earth, the bird, the fish, and the animals. Your gratitude to everything you use, the technology, the system, the companies, the governments. Be grateful to yourself and to this intelligent universe, the quantum field. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Recollect your experiences from the session. And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds. And then you may open your eyes. Okay, difference. Open the session. Some of you practicing for the first time, please mention if your meditations are getting better. Means is effortless, not necessarily having great experiences, but becoming effortless. And two, you feel good. Day one, day two, you felt maybe a little frustrated, irritated, but today or yesterday, you're feeling a little better, feel good. Okay, friends. So we have an opportunity to interact closely with the facilitators in small groups today. We call this breakout rooms. Here right now, I mean, you don't see it, but I see there are about 200 plus people are there at least, and there may be watching more on YouTube. Now there's an opportunity to connect in a smaller rooms like this. Here we have 200 plus, but in a smaller room, maybe 10, 15, 20 people are there. 20 of you will go into a room, another 20 go into another room, smaller rooms, and then interact with a facilitator there. Those of them who have been there wanting to deeply help. And so they are there, you can interact with them in a small group so that some of you are shy to express in whatever, right? Whatever that is holding us back, you can express it, there's more opportunity. So we create those breakout rooms. But here is how it is different compared to previous times. If you already attended before, it's slightly different this time. We have to exit this bridge and then join another bridge, which is published here in the chat or also published in the WhatsApp groups. So you exit this bridge and then join another bridge. When you join, then their tech host there will assign you to a group where a facilitator waiting to interact with you. In a small group of people, participants will be there, you interact with them there, with your questions, sharing your experiences. Close to 2 weeks is a good amount of time to sort of understand, ask, and say if you are in the right track by just sharing your experience. And in case you've been a senior meditator, then of course, you always have something new to share. And so please feel free to share that there and make this useful for everyone. These breakout rooms are very important. So we actually get a lot of clarity, but we also listen to many more experiences right there in a small room. An important part of learning we consider in this program, we do this every alternate week or so approximately, but it's the first one. Yes, Sonalji.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what we were going to have Nagendra sir walk by if needed, but you already announced it, so waiting for the breakout rooms now.
So how does the process happen at the breakout room? Just repeat what they have to do. What is the breakout room?
Sure. So friends, as sir explained, it's a smaller group of people in a room where you'll get to talk to your facilitator. It's about 15 to 20 and will be 8 or 9 breakout rooms altogether. We'll make sure everybody gets a place. But because we're doing as a webinar, we're going to have to log out of here, and the link that is posted here and also the Zoom link is circulated in your communities as well. So you will log back in using that bridge, and then you'll be able to meet your facilitator, where you can share, have questions, listen to other masters and their experiences. So it is your time, and we hope you enjoy and use at your best. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So when you log back into the bridge, another Zoom bridge, not this one, another Zoom bridge, just wait for a few seconds in case nothing is happening and the screens are blank and nobody's opened windows. Just wait for a few seconds, 30, 40 seconds. By then, you will be placed into a room where a facilitator will be there. All right, friends, it's fun. It's good to interact. Feel free to come out of any inhibition you may have and then go there and join the program, join the breakout rooms. See you all. I'll see you in the other breakout rooms, in some of them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.